my project or game, what have you, I'm gonna be doing a sort of a shipping game. It's gonna be like a lot of dating sims. Now, for one, when creating a game, I think it's kind of important to have a sort of plan with it. And so for me, one of the plans, of course, is creating the mind map. And as you can see right here, when creating the mind map, you gotta first think of like a game. And then what's the first thoughts when you come out of like a game? Like for one, it can be like the family memories or bonding you get from a game, or the competitive nature of a game, and simply having a game be fun. And of course it's gotta be imaginative, like something that sparks the imagination and haven't been done before. It's gotta be super freaking intense, of course. Addictive, like what is the replayability value of it, because it is so addictive. And then of course it's gotta have like a sense of adventure, like discovery. Like I am discovering these new things that are super duper fun and never been done before. And of course, when creating the game, to make it imaginative, to make it artistic, you gotta have a little bit of passion and love in there. Without any passion and love, it's kind of like a dull, soulless game, as you can see with a lot of other games that like don't use this essential formula. And of course, gotta create memories for the developer and the player. Like, what are some of the cool, good memories you get from both making the game and, of course, having other people play the game? Now, for one, you gotta think of like how the game's gonna look. Like, what kind of aesthetic do you exactly want? And so that kind of goes for like the mood board. Like for me, for my game, what I really wanted is something I rarely do. Like I, for one, never. I have like a very dark horror based style, and I've never really like drawn in this sort of like cutesy way. And so for mine, what I was thinking is, of course, making a very cute, very fluffy shonen anime kind of like game. Well, I guess shoujo. And of course, you can see like a genre that I absolutely hate, which is weird why I'm even making this game, is known as dating sims. Now I'm kind of like going through this other problem. Like I hate dating sims. Like why do I hate dating sims? I'm like, because I don't want to date any of the characters, because I don't care particularly about the dating. And I think that kind of like goes into my own sexuality as an asexual and aromantic. I'm like, I don't really want to date anyone. But one thing I absolutely love is shipping characters together. Like, ooh, this character would be in such a cute relationship if they were in with this character, you know? And I'm like, what if you can make like a game out of it? I'm like, dude, that's like my ideal dating sim. But if you ever in the online community that much, especially when it comes to like a shipping environment, you know there's like shipping wars. Like, oh, who has the best ships? Oh, my ship is better than yours, blah 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 blah. Well, what if we make a game out of that? Like, what if we make a competitive multiplayer game that's based around a dating sim where you gotta like be the best sort of matchmaker, whoever can matchmake and have like the best sort of like ships, relationships, or whatever, based on like a score. They win the game. It's like who's the best shipper? It's like a shipping war type of game, and that's kind of like how this game is gonna be based around, which I think it can be like fun. It's pretty unique. It's going with a thing that's like already been done before, but like twisting it, dealing with a problem, addressing it, because I think it's something that can be interesting, well done, if you hate like a genre but you want to like work within it and make something out of it. I think it can be like fun and challenging on making something you hate something you can enjoy, making its own thing. And of course, after you get like the aesthetic, the general idea that you want to do, you of course got the brainstorm. You gotta brainstorm these kind of like things you want to do. So, of course, I sort of like list sort of ideas. Like I separate everything into categories. Like category 1, the play. Category 1, you got like the characters, and of course, it's gonna be like around a 3-player base game, and of course, you're gonna have like different other characters. Like for one, I just gave them like generic names for now, like Pretty Girl 1, Pretty Girl 2, Pretty Girl 3, Pretty Boy 1, Pretty Boy 2, Pretty Boy 3. Which of course these names will change, just general base characters that you're gonna ship with each other. And now you don't, these like characters, like you obviously want like do like X girl, X boy, or whatever. You can do girl, X girl, just whatever general like ship that you think the characters would fit around with. Now I do plan on adding to this list. Like for one, I want pretty non-binary pal 1, because I think it'd be great to add in that diversity, because diversity inclusion for me is very, very important. And of course, category 2, the setup, what's the environment. Now for one, I've hung around a lot of these sort of communities once, so I kind of like think of different AUs that, like, and AUs being alternative universes or whatever, like sort of like the environment which these would be based on, of course. And since the age group is 15 plus, and we're going based on regular shoujos, of course a lot of them are usually based around high school. Then you got like the coffee shop, regular stores like the mall or whatever, if you're going through like a high school route, which, well, I mean like American high school, not necessarily Japanese high school, because this will be based around like American high school, because, well, I'm from America, and of course I know American, like, that kind of American stuff rather than Japanese stuff, because of course I'm American, not Japanese, and I don't want to like try to pull from other cultures' iconography when I like art cultural stuff and I know nothing about that, because that's kind of like weird and kind of a cultural appropriation, even though I'm sort of basing the style around that kind of culture sort of art style. It's a slippery slope, but I feel like if I work around that, it could be good. Of course, a library, I don't know. I think a library would be kind of fun. I like libraries. Oh, and this is sort of like an inside joke, but they were roommates. I don't know. I just wrote that down. Or like a camp or prom. Like, ooh, you gotta make sure you set a person up with a date for the prom, because they need a prom date or whatever. Weird high school stuff. Of course, you got category 3, conflict. What's the conflict you're kind of trying to do within the game? Well, for one, you gotta help each character get a date, because that's like the point of the game. It's a shipping game. You gotta bring 2 characters together, and of course, you can fail in setting them up in a date. Like for example, in the matchmaking process, you can bring 2 characters together that absolutely do not like vibe well with each other whatsoever, and you just absolutely fail. And again, it functions like a Japanese dating sim, but instead of the player getting a date, they are setting up a character with another character. They think they would be a cute couple, and of course you must get to know the characters, because of course you're setting up with someone, and you gotta know what their interests are, their hobbies are, who they are as a character, and like who they would fit well with. And of course the resolution, whoever sits up with the most people wins, and of course gets the best score, so whoever does the best at like shipping characters, setting up a character with the perfect match, and of course in the resolution, the player ends up sort of like in game becoming sort of like buddies with the character, because they're like, hey, you helped me out, dude, we're not bros, and I think that can be kind of cool. Now, of course, the conflict for me, well, designing game, this is of course a visual based game, so you gotta think of, well, how can I make this visually without text? And actually, one of my group members in one of the forums was like, hey, is it gonna be like live action? I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be really funny if it has all voice acting and it's all digital, but I do all the voice acting, and I think one thing that can be very funny about that is just like one person doing all the voice acting, no voice acting experience. I think it could be like a trip. So again, I kind of want the game to have a whimsical element and also be kind of like funny in a way. I don't know, but this is sort of like my process on how I want the game to sort of be, what I have so far, and I hope I make a really fun, enjoyable game out of this all. So far, this has been a fun sort of project, and just sort of want to like go back to brainstorming away. Hope you all have a great day, and thank you for letting me take a bit of your time.